What up, Robert? What up, Corey? How you doing, Jesus? How you doing, Matt? Mr. Papa Giorgio? What up, Dougie? Good evening, Maroki. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. What up, Dev? It's lit. Howdy. What a day, huh? Dude, this new shit is getting out of hand. I mean, the one thing that's killing us is it happening right before like our session. Because the entire first hour until this candle was just not moving at all. I was so low interest, and we finally saw, was this a 5-point candle? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe something will show up. But what I'm talking about with the news stuff is, if you look at this, I'll even go to the hourly. ES hourly is two 50-point candles back to back. Just news straight down, news straight up, you know? Straight's closed, straight's not closed, meetings canceled, meetings not canceled, 2-week new ceasefire. Ceasefire doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about cause? What do you mean cause? That's gold, right? But no, I'm ready. Like if something shows up, I want to trade. I'm definitely have low expectations of like momentum. I expect trades to present themselves. It's just how much are we going to catch? I'm going to try to keep that more managed. What up, Victoria? How you doing? What a day it is. We got NQ, 200-point candles. Craziest thing is oil. This hourly chart, these are 4.5% each. Just straight nuke candle and then straight gulag right after to end up closing right in the middle. I think there's a lot of opportunity. It's just going to be, are they going to be moves or are they going to be trades? The one thing that is definitely happening that we talked about the past, literally every stream this week, is what was I looking for? Just consolidations. And yeah, it sucks, but we're getting exactly that. We have just done straight so far 2 days going on 3 of pure consolidation, which is good, but it sucks a little bit, you know, when you're trying to find those trades. What I think about gold, I looked at gold earlier. It wasn't bad, especially, I mean, gold got cooked yesterday, right? Gold got absolutely mollywopped last night and today. Down, what, 120 points, 140 points to the lows. Now, it can easily make sense for us to hold this 4720 area that I've been talking about for a while. If we continue to hold this, gold longs can be perfectly valid. Daily chart isn't like a very clean look, but it's gold. This thing's volatile. We can have a strong daily sell that immediately gets reversed and we just go higher. That's how gold does it. I'm still learning gold, but as long as we hold this 4720s, I think there's interest to the upside. If we break that, I have zero interest in longing gold at all. So we'll see how it reacts to the open, see how oil reacts as well. It's a little bit above the open, but I mean, the charts just don't look that appealing. If oil gets above that 91.60 we've been watching for 3 days, I'm in for it 100%. I think there's definitely an opportunity for volatility. It's just, is it going to be something that I get in for the most part? I'm sure some of you guys will get it. Some of you are already probably in. I know how y'all work. I got burned badly by oil and the crazy volatility. That's why when I talk about oil, I say you got to be prepared for volatility. When you get 4.5% moves back to back within an hour, that's oil. Now, mind you, it can be fun to catch, but if you have a stop loss set, your stop is going to be jumped aggressively during those kind of moves. Yeah, the volatility and back and forth isn't necessarily fun. It can be if you're anticipating it. Like if I'm in the mindset where I just want a range trade, I'll be locked in and dialed. I did take an end of day trade on options, which crazy. I took it here and caught that little rally. I wish I caught that. I know Christian caught this during the afternoon session, which was, he caught it on NQ. Insane trade. But then we just completely reversed it. When this happened, I was ecstatic to look for it and just be like, all right, we're shorting evening session. Daily failure to go higher, closed at the lows, easy trades setting up. Nope. Right back to the mid of the range, and now we're just a daily consolidation candle. I'm definitely open to trading, though. Just got to find what we want to find. If we get over like 7130s, I start to like it, at least for that end of day high around 140s. So 10 points, nothing crazy. Nice part is you have a clear 5-point stop at the open. Pretty straightforward. Now, if we do get below the open, I mean, you can target 06, possibly even today's lows at 85. A lot of room to the downside. So just really, where's the market going to send us? The problem is when you look at this hourly, there's no real clear indication. We got one small consolidation bar so far. Now we just got to trade off of it. So it may be a little bit before something sets up, which I fully anticipate. Gold and oil can definitely give some trades with how volatile they've been. Yeah, Lamelli, I got out right when you got in. So I caught like this rally up overall. Caught like 1200 or something on the day. I got out, no joke, like right here. And then you got in and it just went down. I was like, thank God. Because I was like, I might hold some runners. Nah, I closed everything. Yeah, no, when I walked away, I had you on my phone. I was in the kitchen cooking food and I just saw it drop. I'm like, that man is printing right now. Yeah, elusive. That's out of my reach for the most part, but I can touch back with Jake and see if he looked at it or if it's something he's interested in. I know right now we just have a lot going on because we just launched these streams for the most part. I mean, so there's a lot going on. Might have been missed. I'll let him know. I'll screenshot your message too, just so I have it. 100%. Appreciate you reaching out. Long in gold now. I mean, it can work. Yeah, remember, I don't trade gold a lot. The 15-minute I like a lot. Just see how this 2-minute goes. If it ends up rejecting back lower, because to be honest, I would expect us, once we got over the open, to see a really strong push immediately up to the session highs. We're not really getting that yet. Is it possible? 100%. But also, I'm not obsessed with gold longs because this is the hourly chart, right? We're in a pretty strong hourly downtrend. Yeah, we got one aggressive candle here, but that's it. We also got an aggressive candle right before that that just capitulated this thing. So I'm open to it, but I'm not desperately dying to get into gold. Those of you that trade gold probably love the chart right now. How you doing? I am doing wonderful, my guy. Yeah, Lamelli, I know you were talking about those longs the entire time. I was just sitting in them, lurking, waiting for us to get up towards like the open or whatever. I also had 0 days, so I was not a fan, dude. I got in like here, somewhere around here, was up decent. This pullback happened. I'm like, oh shit, I'm cooked. And then it just ripped into targets. I was like, all right, we're chilling. But no, I was running out of time quick because I had those on Robinhood. I had like 5 minutes left when I finally got out of the trade before they closed it. Making a coffee right now. Hell yeah. Welcome to the no sleep life. Yeah, gold's definitely interesting. Like I like the hourly potential for a rally, even up to like 760s. I'll be honest, it might be a trade I miss 100%. Oil's also a little strong, but nothing else is moving besides gold right now. Indices not moving at all. Really, really tight ranges. Luckily, Melly at least got some news in his session. Are we trading soybeans today? I don't think so. Thoughts on long and oil? I'm torn on it. The thing is, though, even though this hourly is atrocious, it doesn't look bad if the candles were 10% of the size, you know? It's just how we react to this hourly. If we get over 90.70, I like it for like 91.6s, possibly even 92s. Problem is, I would really want it over 91.6 to get much interest. Because the daily, yeah, we closed a strong daily chart, but what did we also do? We spiked the highs here and failed those. So, and this is how a lot of charts are. They're like really wishy-washy right now. The indices all failed yesterday's highs. Well, not all. I think 3 out of 4 did. And then towards the end of the day, they immediately spiked lower, looked really, really good for more of a bearish leaning daily, and then we reversed the entire move, giving us just more of a doji. I'd be interested in shorts. Bro, Lamelli, these degenerates want me to trade everything. Wheat, coffee, soybeans, silver, everything. They're saying the bombing and attacks are being postponed indefinitely due to negotiations unless there's something changes. Gold may keep trending down. That's the thing, though, because I read all the stuff that was coming out at the end of the day. Moke. They postponed it, and then they extended the ceasefire, and then Iran said them extending the ceasefire was just because all it does is give them leverage to plan an attack on Iran. So you see all that stuff, and you're just like, what do you do with it? You know, there's so much shit going on in the news. And the end of the day candle proves it, right? 200 points straight down, 200 points straight up. Closing right where the move happened. Have you seen the stories on trading soybeans? No, I haven't. Funny story about actually like futures markets is I was watching corn futures sometime last year because we use a lot of corn oil for our concession trailers, or at least one of them. And my parents were stocking up on corn oil because it was more expensive. I looked at them. I'm like, just so you know, this chart's going to go higher. So the price of corn oil is going to go up. It did. They bought a bunch of corn oil. The price went up like 15% within 2 weeks. They're like, how'd you know? I'm like, it's a great thing about trading stocks. Yeah, I need to hear the soybean lore. Robert, half the market is like a meme right now for meme coins. I mean, oil having 4.5% hourly candles back to back. Insane. Like if oil closed up here above 91.6s, if you look at this daily chart, that would have been a strong daily close up here off that first initial push. I would have been willing to long this with a wide stop and not look at it until 4 p.m. tomorrow and not have a care in the world. But now we just spiked lower and it's like, what do we do? Gold's making a little bit of push. It might go for that session highs. Why is this on the 4 hour? Could give a really nice hourly 1, 2, 3 for those of you that did take it. Because I know someone's in it. Probably at least 2 of you that are in it. Yeah, Victoria, I saw a bunch of stuff just popping off on social media with it. China was the biggest buyer of U.S. soybean crop and now boycotting the soybean farmers and hurting them. So what you're saying is short soybeans. Because it should be insanely cheap. I'm pretty sure it's in the market. There's a Market Wizards book about soybeans. Robert, which the one at the end of the day? No. Now, during this, I wasn't in any trades. I actually went cash right before it on SPY, but Lamelli basically caught this just on Nasdaq for his stream. So I didn't catch it. I was out of a position, and then he caught that. And gold long's beautiful. I saw gold moving a little bit. It's slowly cruising. See if it takes out those highs or not. I'd be interested, especially if it can take out those highs. Now gold's volatile. It could get a strong 15-minute close and just go straight to 770 without even blinking. If that happens, I won't find something. But if we get like a 15-minute close, maybe like a little 5-minute consolidation bar or two, you can look for a 3-bar play breaking over the session highs. I told you, you did. Hope you caught it. Gold's not something I fully trade often. I hope you made an absolute bag on that. Like I said, in the beginning, it might be one of those trades that moves, and I just don't catch it, and you guys do. I don't have a single problem with that. Problem is nothing else is moving. The indices are just all sitting around the open. YM has a little bit of an hourly or 15-minute failure to go lower. The hourlies could look to do what gold's doing with a little 3-bar play to the upside. 4-hour doesn't look bad, especially holding these big supports from what I have marked as today's lows. A lot of supports were held right at the end of the day on that push. NQ looks like it just froze. Yeah. To be fair, though, even if I took gold, like this move, yeah, it's good, but this I wouldn't even be looking to do anything here yet. I would want above high of day. Because unless I did a super tight risk and sniped it, let me turn this off. Like right here, through a stop, even that's 7 points, a little bit of risk. High of day, to me, 1.16 isn't really something I'm itching for. I'd be looking for the bigger break up towards like 160, 170. If it gets up there, yeah, it'll be most likely like a missed opportunity, but you'll have that. I feel like it's an eval full pour kind of day. If we need to get a little spicy in here, if I need to buy an eval. Good morning, Omar. Wait, morning. Omar, isn't it afternoon for you? Aren't you in the US? It's morning so much. It's a valid point. I can't argue that one. Someone in here, it's morning for them. So I can agree to that. Yeah, Monk, I'm interested in that on the hourly chart. 100%. Because even with ES, you can look for 140s, which is, it's a move I'm willing to take 100%. It's not going to be anything crazy, but there is opportunity to get up towards like 150, 155s, which would be interesting to me. It's just finding that entry. And right now, this chart doesn't scream dive into the trade. So we have a 15-minute inside bar there. NQ is also inside. YM looks a little bit better on the 15. And then RTY is just skipping around. Also, tomorrow's session could be a little interesting because it's post-Tesla earnings. So no matter what, we should get some volatility. Yeah, we are coming into earnings season, so we're going to have some earnings calls right before these sessions. Yeah, kamikaze, right? So far, it's just we're getting the shit end of the stick with this session this week, and it's just not moving a whole lot. It is what it is. Gold looks like it wants to break that top. and look for that continuation. I'm looking at a little stab here on ES. I'm gonna take it with a 5-point stop. Go 23, just above the session lows. So I am in on MES, looking for that like 40 area mainly. So I am in on this. Where did I get in? I did that, took a little 5-point stop. And then just front running this at 39.5. Small expectations on it. If we break, I'll let runners do something. But until we actually see the break of high of day, or like this session highs, conviction is going to be a little bit lower, especially with everything just consolidating. Gold just spiked high a day. Want to see how that reacts overall. I have low risk on this one. Good afternoon, Tay. Arm looks amazing to me. If we reject and go right back below the open, I have very little interest in these charts right now. Arm looks good. The problem is it just moves so much. Like, it's not something I'm overly interested in. Did I get sleep? I got a little bit. I got enough. We got the exact 5-minute close I wanted. 15-minute did trigger, but failing really quick. So I'm expecting that stop to get hit real quick. I'll see if anything else sets up, but so far this market is not doing a whole lot. See you later, Kamikaze. I don't think we only go higher. I think we can really go either direction. And I think end of day really proves that. There's a lot of volatility in the market, and we're in the uncertainty market where I'm going to be willing to take a few stabs, smaller sizing, and just take the losses. But until we get a clear direction, I'm not overly dying to get in stuff. But like I said, I'm willing to take stabs. I'm just not going to throw risk on for the most part. Like nothing where it'd be like, oh, I took a stop, I'm done for the day type of trade. Like if this gets stopped out, I'm fully willing to take another stab. I think with this sizing, I'd be able to take 3 losses until I'm like, all right, that's enough. D didn't get that motion we wanted. Yeah, I looked at that the other day. I think I took it off my watch list. It never got that daily breakout. How do you see a little short on CL? Well, if the indices do hold and do push higher, oil would likely go lower. The problem is the hourly chart right now is just sitting in the middle of this range. So if we get below the open, I'm interested in shorting, right? You can look towards 89. At least that's where I'd be mainly interested in. And then down towards 88. At this point in oil, you're just going to be likely using dollar increments, maybe 50 tick increments. But while we're within this, there ain't a whole lot to do, in all honesty. Daily chart set up, so it's like a stronger daily close, but also a failure to go higher off the top of the range. I can see this going either way. I can see the indices both going either way. How many contracts do I trade with a 50K? It depends on what you're trading. With MES, I'm willing to trade up to 10. So like a 5-point stop is 250 points or 250 bucks. Where's my target? 40. Well, front running 40. It's up around the wicks from the news stuff at the end of the day. It's not crazy, just like 2.3 R. Something that's worth taking. But no, I like to risk around like 250. And then once I build somewhat of a buffer, I'll start risking like 400 on a 50K. But I need to have a buffer. I just don't want it to be where, let's say a lot of prop firms lock you out at 1,000 or 1,200 on a daily loss limit. I don't want it to be where I take 3 losses throughout a 24-hour period, 23-hour period, and the account's locked out. I just don't want to put that much risk on for me personally. Same thing with evals. With evals, I'll risk 350. Because if you risk that, go for like 2 or 3R, you're looking at 7 to 1,100 ish. Passed my first funded today. Hell yeah. Congratulations. I also just made a mistake. I bought a TradeAvate eval to trade later if I want to. I didn't use a discount code. I just paid $140 for it. That sucks. I'm already in the red. How you doing, 44? I don't like if oil holds a little bit of strength here. I'd rather see oil start to attempt the open. How are you, bro? I'm fucking wonderful. As long as I'm breathing and I'm alive, I'm wonderful. Life could be a hell of a lot worse. I would like it if the market could at least move. Even if we take a stop, if we break below the open, get a retest of the open, some type of short entry, I'm in for that. I would just like us to do something. Yeah, I did just pay full price for an eval, so now we're gonna have to send that thing to the moon. But how are you doing, 44? Did anyone take any trades today besides like the end of day stuff? Gold hit the highs. Just trying to see if it has enough buying pressure to hold above. If it gets back below these highs, I lose interest. But then at the same time, I would start to anticipate the indices to push a little bit lower. NQ is holding a little bit of strength as ES is fighting the open here. ES is actually the only index at the open. Early morning long on ES, nothing this afternoon. Quick little long right there. There was a lot of opportunity for shorts today. The one day I didn't trade like the early New York session, there's short opportunities. Figures. Made some, lost it. Fuck. In this kind of market, sometimes it'd be like that. What was the last lift session? That's what I want to know. 3:45. So 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago, somewhere around there. We got a little setup going on in the basement. It ain't much. It's quite literally a barbell, and I'm rocking with it what I can. But no, my freaking Bella, the demon cat, somehow found a way, because we have it in a separate room in the basement. She found a way to scale the entire wall, climb through the rafters, and get into the room, even though I lock her out. I don't know how that cat does what she does, but she's like part Spider-Man. It makes no sense. She jumps from the ground to on top of the doors. None of it makes sense. How'd the dollar close today? Dollar's in a little bit of a daily bear flag. Okay. As long as it holds below 98.63s, the dollar remains weak, which is good for the market with correlation. Gold could get interesting if it wants to hold here, though. Little 15-minute consolidation bar. Look for the 3-bar play break to the upside. But I need oil to push lower. So far, the indices are pushing lower, so we're likely going to eat the stop. Problem is, if we want to continue to range, like that's what the market does, we can easily go right back down to 20 and then spike right back up, and we're just stuck. There's a chance we spend the next 30 minutes doing this. Won't be great. But it's what the market's been doing a lot. Is these first 2 hours are a lot of range. Even yesterday, the indices didn't really move in that last hour of our session. So oil's trying to pull back. If it gets over 90.50, it'd be more interesting in longs, which would likely push this lower back into that. If ES doesn't hold the open here, we'll be stopped. We could spend the next 8 hours doing this. Steve, we could spend the next 2 weeks doing this. And I'm not even joking. Like you pull up the weekly chart. If this is a 5-minute, what do you want? You want a couple consolidation candles or a broader pullback? Like you would want at least this candle to close just like this. And then if you want to pull back, the next one spikes the lows, maybe pulls back to like 7,000 here. And then you see a big failure to go lower. That gets you interest back into all-time highs. But at the moment, this is expected. We've talked about it every day on stream. It is fully expected. I would just, maybe we get a couple news candles. Give me a couple headlines during our session. Give some we can at least look at and go, holy crap. She's real stuck when the market is when oil's in a 50 tick range. Also, was anyone on the morning stream with Jake? What up, Com? How you doing? Are we full point? Com, we're not full point something until we see something start to fucking move. Steve, what happened with Emily? I heard she got banned. I missed the morning stream today. I heard she got rocked. Ain't no way Jake did that to his woman. Re-enter gold, bro. No. I don't fucking wanna. Like I said, gold could easily consolidate here, make a 15-minute 3-bar play to the upside. If you want to trade gold, trade gold. I'll sit here and stare at ES for 2 hours straight for it to move 3 points. Oh shit, I didn't catch that part. Steve, you were supposed to be paying attention for me. Yeah, gold looks great, 100%. If you're looking to trade gold, he used a prop code Emily, then canceled it on it. What? Bro, I don't know if you guys know like how much Emily has talked shit in the chat. I looked up her logs before today, and she was on every single one of Jake's streams talking shit. Not a stream, like she was a loyalist, but she talks shit every single stream. Damn, Victoria, I'll have to go back and watch it. I took a screenshot of it. I got it somewhere. Yeah. The craziest thing is like in the very first day in her chat logs, because I'm looking at them, says, I know you're my mentor. That means she took Mastermind and she is just shit talking this man through and through. Should I just go in and unban Emily? Let her come back tomorrow? She told him I told you the market was going to go down. He did it to protect. I think he did it to protect her because first off, you guys are going to go after Emily harder than anyone will. And then also yesterday, after Jake commented on the stream, I think it's good for Emily's morale that she's not in the streams. Because at some point, Jake, that wasn't even a full explosion. Jake will full explode on her ass if she kept doing that. Gold's still looking good. I know some of y'all are riding it. But no, like I'm looking at the logs and it's just funny. Like the very first comment, I can't believe you watched 8K disappear. That's the day Jake made $24,000. I think he's okay watching 8K pull back. Damn FOMO and revenge trading in one session. Jake hasn't revenge traded that much. Is the ultimate chop 100%. That's why I'm reading Emily's logs right now. It's more entertaining. Do not, you don't want me to unban her? Well, no, that's the thing. Once you let, like in the beginning, I left her because I could tell she was more of like a troll. Not as much, like she was more hater, but there was someone else, I forget who from day one was more of like a troll. I left him because I knew he was just trolling. Because I've seen him in multiple streams. He's been in my streams too. People like that, I'll leave. But people like Emily, once you start having that mindset in the chat, there's going to be people that pick it up. And you got to remember the haters always speak louder. There could be one hater out of the 126 in here right now, and they're going to be way more noticed if they comment in the chat versus others. And that's just how it goes. Can gold, wait, he can target 4750 or not? It's at 4750. So I don't know what you want. It's there. At least this gold is. I don't know about that gold, but this gold's there. You held with him through it, what, on his trade this morning? Or the big law or the big trade that he caught where it was like 24K. Because that's the thing, especially when you're putting like in my streams, you're not going to get a lot of people talking shit if I'm like, oh, I'm up $500. Because that's not, I mean, it's good. It's great money. Don't get me wrong. But no one's going to be like, this dude's a fake. He's making $500. Who's going to fake making $500, right? But when you see people making multi 5 figures 2 or 3 days in a row, that's when people are going to come out and try to call it bullshit, even though he's quite literally showing his P&L on his personal account on the like stream. Yeah, dude, he's been crushing. Jake on those morning streams, when he trades that personal account and doesn't have restrictions, that man's a menace. He's starting to get back into the mindset of like peak Jake. And those of you that have been around for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. Like when that man was trading 50K worth of options and it was just something to see. Oh, dude, when he's able to just be free like that, he trades like an animal. I mean, we've all seen what he did with the Forex shit. That was nuts. Jake looked pissed. Yeah. But Jake also knows that's the hard part too, is he can be pissed, but he knows if he just overly explodes, all of this is on YouTube. People are going to clip it out of context no matter what he does. It's just how social media works. Oil still not moving. I'd like to see a little bit more bearish towards the open. Gold sitting in the consolidation at the highs. I'd like to see this break 130s. Then I have more conviction for this. While we're sitting below, it can really go either way. Dude got them goated balls. Bro, he's like that Stan from South Park when he used to walk around with that wheelbarrow. Ahmad, I can't agree more. I love when Jake's in this mindset. Like people don't know how long we've been working on this in the back end and what that man's gone through to try to put this group together. It took us like 2 months. This whole project was supposed to launch weeks before it did. But we were just trying to get everything dialed in for you guys to make it as good as humanly possible. But no, we've been so hyped about this for 2.5 months straight. And now it's finally coming to fruition. And then like just expectations are beating everything we thought. Thanks.
I would just dove headfirst into the window trying to get a rabbit.
That was dumb. Thank you. Don't worry, guys. Got a new water bottle today. Forgot to fill my other one. Whenever Jake takes a break from benders and is locked in on trading, we all bank. Everybody banks. Every single person. Still haven't traded oil, but just looked at this chart from earlier today. It looks like into the value per tick. For one mini, does it end up being 1,000 per point? Yep. Yeah, one mini is 1,000 per point, and then it's 100 per point per micro. That's why oil can be absolutely nuts. And yeah, I'm watching oil just because if it starts to erupt, I'm probably just going to get out of this because I don't feel like watching it slam down. But if it hits my stop, it hits my stop. That's like this end of day move here. If you took one micro from, let's just say, this little trigger here up to just this candle's high, it's $340 per micro. That's why I love trading oil. That is why I just absolutely love it. Because the opportunities are there. And when it moves, it really moves really well. Now, this is weird watching this try to go higher and this try to go higher. One of these are going to fail. Either the indices are going to fail back below the open, or oil is going to fail this and push back towards its open. Just know one of them are coming. What do you think set Jake apart in terms of trading? I mean, there's a lot of things, but in the end, it's probably just his character. Like he knows who he is through and through, and he knows exactly how he should trade. he knows for a fact, like if a big move happens and he doesn't hold for it, he gets more FOMO than if he trims along the way. Where for me, I would rather trim along the way and catch what I can in the trade. And if it keeps running, it keeps running. Like YM, yeah, that would have been beautiful to catch 1,200 points. I've never caught 1,200 points on YM, and that would have just been insane. But I caught what I wanted on that trade, and I'm okay with it. With Jake, he's more so in the mindset where he looks for these really big moves, and he has the confidence within his trading, within his execution to catch it, and he's willing to hold through those pullbacks. We've all seen the pullbacks that he can hold through, and most people would go clinically insane holding through one of those pullbacks that he goes through. So in the end, it's just knowing yourself 100% and just how you want to trade. Everything on your charts looks like a consolidation. Victoria, that's because it fucking is, and it sucks. Oh, good. Jake showed up right after I hyped him up. Perfect. Now he doesn't have to hear it. Damn it. We're just glazing you, don't mind us. Honestly, we've been glazing Jake on and off for like 10 fucking minutes. Not going to lie. Got me anything? I need my glasses. Jake, the funniest part is these aren't actual glasses. They're just blue light glasses. I just think they look cool. It's all a Fugazi. Will these streams always be free? Vulture, 100%. We can't. I mean, we're on YouTube at least 365 days, and as long as the entire support doesn't leave, they ain't like we're not going anywhere, unless I'm getting 5 viewers somehow in this session, and 115 of you just say, "Nah, f this guy." I'm not going anywhere. I love this shit. Plus, we also can't charge for YouTube, so I don't know how we'd make them not free. But now we're here on the YouTube and we're staying. We have no plans to leave. As long as you guys are here, we're here. We got indices and oil moving together. Yeah, one of them's going to break. I just don't know what. I'm perfectly content if ES wants to break after it gets near the target. Then it can do whatever it wants to do. But at this point, it really shouldn't lose the open because the 15 should be triggering. Yeah, beautiful 15-minute outside bar. Looks phenomenal. Hourly still kind of looks like shit. But that's just what happens when you get two 50-point moves back-to-back reversing each other. Long on both, you're going to win one. Well, right now, if you long on both, you win both. So our ultimate passing strategy is wonderful as long as you're not shorting. How do you get off the hamster wheel of failing props? Well, the number one thing I'm going to ask you is what is your typical risk and what are you sizing? Because the main reason people fail trading, and especially prop firms, is sizing. I know people who fail prop firms consistently and they're trading 2 minis. Shit, there's times Jake doesn't trade 2 minis on prop firms. So like, why the hell are you trading it? I'm this long 20 minis deep. Robert, I thought you were better than that. I figured you'd at least go 40. I didn't realize you just toned down a little bit and gave it up. All of my issues usually come from oversizing. 100%. Because we oversize. Because when we see, like if I'm in, let's say I'm in 4 minis right now and we hit target, I would absolutely love that. But if I'm in 4 minis and we hit this stop, I'm going to be on the floor pissed off because I just lost, what, $1,000, $1,200? Yeah, most people are in it. Most people try to be in it to game the prop firms. You can't game the prop firms until you're consistently profitable. Like Jake has certain prop firms that he does extremely well in because he knows once he passes, if he gets one big winning trade, he gets max payout instantly because that's how the prop firms are structured. Right. But then there's prop firms that have consistency rules. You can oversize on, let's say, a Tradeify eval and you pass it in 1, maybe 2 days. Well, if you're on a growth account, second you get funded, you have a consistency rule. You oversize now, all you're doing is screwing yourself in the long term. The second you quit caring about how fast you pass a prop firm or consistency rules, how fast you can get a payout, is when you start doing better. Yeah, visionary. If you have a trouble failing prop firms, first off, what I would recommend is getting a prop firm, depending on how fast you normally are trying to pass them. If it's over a month, which literally does not matter if it's over a month, I would look towards something like Lucid because they have a one-time fee. If not, you have Tradeify as well, which have really good, like the growth accounts. I think the growth accounts are phenomenal as long as you're not oversizing. Oh shit, someone subscribed and the banner actually popped up above my head. Hell yeah, it's working. Appreciate you subscribing, James. I've been waiting so long to see that pop up. That just made me so happy. It's the little things. Everybody's impatient. I was impatient. That's why I lost $50,000. I mean, it is what it is. I wanted to be rich immediately. Instead, I paid a college tuition. And that's not counting prop firms. Robert. Jake, if you're still here, Robert's comment is quite literally the definition of Asia session streams. I'm going to pimp my mom out again if TP hits. What are the odds of a massive dip in crude today? Like, what do you call a massive dip? Because for me, a massive dip in crude is like this. That I would say slimmer. Another dip like this would be, holy crap, we just completely left the entire Middle East and we're just, everything's kumbaya again. I don't expect that to happen much. But also, you got to remember, this candle right here is, no joke, 5%. This 4-hour candle before it is 5%. So we could see a big pullback. You can literally see a pullback that is over 5% on oil right now, and it would not change the 4-hour structure one bit. So that's the wonderful world of oil, though. When it gets volatile, when we have war times, it gets fun. Bro said again. I lost 6K and stopped out of fear. You lost 10 times more. I did. And I'm damn open about it because I was an idiot. I'm not going to lie about it. Yeah, I lost my ass in the beginning trading. I emptied my bank account into the stock market. And the thing is, too, people will lose money and dwell on it because would it be wonderful if I had $50,000 plus what I spent on prop firms? 100%. But that money's gone. I'm never seeing it again. I'm fully capable. That's why I'll joke about it. That money disappeared into the abyss to someone else's pocket who was right. How did you become profitable? Losing a lot and realizing I was being an idiot and then figuring out what was making me lose. Mainly oversizing and just the way I used to trade is we would get a move like this, right? And what I would do is think, actually, this past week would have made me lose everything I had to my name. Where we just keep going higher and higher and higher and higher, right? That's how the market's been. Just straight rallies nonstop. What I would do is find the short because, oh my God, we can't go any higher. Might as well short because this is going to be at the top. Go max position size, whatever my options account would let me. Because if it worked, I'll 5X that thing. Well, then you lose, then you reload, then you lose, then you reload, then you lose. Then you're just out of money. You got to figure out what to do then. That's how I used to trade. But for me, it's just doing a lot of self-work in the end, no matter what way you look at it. I don't love oil right now. I don't love how this is a little bit stronger and this is a little bit weaker. I mean, it's not technically weak, but we did just spike session highs. If we start to fail session highs, we could see it retest the open. And if we retest the open here, in all honesty, we're going to the stop. And I don't like that because I don't like how strong oil is. I'm going to give it a second, but I'm open to closing up. I'm just going to be watching oil and the indices kind of together. See which one wins. Because there's a battle here. One of them's going to win it. I'm not going to force myself out if I don't need to be out. If structure's still holding. How to get over trading addiction. The feel of always wanting to be in a trade, having cheap, low dopamine running in the background of your mind. Well, first off, you need to figure out how to replace that dopamine. Go work out. Like do stuff that actually brings you joy versus just, finding cheap dopamine like this. Because the stock market can easily give you dopamine. But like if this profit hits, I'm not going to feel dopamine. If we get stopped out, I'm not going to be irritated. It's a trade. And that's what you have to come to realization with in trading is this is just a part of the career. Most people hate losing money, but you're going to lose money. A good way to look at it is it's just the cost of getting in the trade. Like if I'm risking $150 here, this trade's going to cost me $150 if it doesn't work. And if it does, my return's going to be like 300, a little more. So you just have to change your mindset on it. And you have to remember there's going to be trades every single day. If you feel like you have to catch every trade in the market or every move, you're going to be FOMOing over this and FOMOing over that. Even though these moves, yeah, you could catch them, but the chance of you catching this and then immediately getting out and catching this is going to be very slim. And there's just going to be moves in the market and there's going to be trades in the market. Like right now, I think this is an opportunity for a trade to play out. I'm not overly convinced it's going to get up there yet just because of how we're reacting here. So you just have to really learn to manage expectations on everything. What year did it click? Like 3 years ago? So like early 2023 was when it really started to click. I still don't think that I'm anywhere near where I can get to in trading though. So I still don't even, I told Jake this and he kind of thought I was crazy. I don't think I've even seen like my full Nike swoosh year that he talks about at all. But yeah, Vulture, it's just realizing that not everything's a trade. The market's going to make 100 moves a day, especially when you're looking at these names, oil and gold. You're going to see moves all the time. But if I'm not near the market, not actively looking to trade, then it's not a miss for me. I'll stare at the chart. You guys have quite literally watched me do it. Stare at a chart, watch it rip. Like if gold just goes parabolic and keeps going, I watch this entire move go after saying it could be interesting here and interesting here. I'm perfectly fine with that if I don't catch it. Because it's not a trade that I was desperately looking to get in. If it goes, it goes. It's just a part of the game. But no, gold looks good. As long as it holds like this 48 area, which is the prior hourly high, I like it. I talked about it having room up to 60, and it's damn close. So if you front ran 60, you're there. So beautiful trade for those that caught it. What up, Rye? How long does what take? Har. I would love to try to pronounce that, but I'm gonna botch it so badly. How long did it take me to figure out what type of trader I was? The hard part was in the beginning is I was in the mindset where everybody's day trading. I obviously looked up to Jake a lot, right? He's my mentor. He's the main trader I listen to. And the way he trades, I wanted to trade. I wanted to hold massive moves on 0 days, catch 500,000%. We'll still do that at times with some of my trades, but it's not all the time. And it's just, you have to realize that, because what would happen is, and I've said this in the past, probably 70 to 80% of my losses are all 0 days. Because what I would do is I would catch a trade like I did today, where I caught like a little end of day push on ES or on SPY. What I would do is I would look at the open here all the way up at 62. And since I'm in 0 days, I would start like thinking about it. I'm like, well, I could trim here, or I could target the open. And if we hit the open, I'll make $5,000. Well, then I just continuously hold because I want the open. Then this happens. Now I'm at 0. And then I just lost everything. So I would just have such high expectations of the charts. And I'm okay with having that because I do at times. But a lot of it comes from the higher time frames, which is why something like YM I'm willing to hold for longer, like last Thursday. That's why with options, though, I like longer time frames, just because the last thing I want to fight is theta. Theta kicks the shit out of me 90% of the time. So even if I trade close expiration options, most of the time it's going to be next days anyway. Just because I hate running out of time on trades. So like that taught me I need farther out expirations with the way I like to trade. And it's just how I do it now. I'm perfectly also fine with sitting in trades for hours on end without any issues at all. Sitting in trades for days without any issues. There's also times I'll overanalyze stuff. In the past, I used to look at this little candle with oil also being a little bit stronger, and I would immediately get out because I would have a fear of losing. I've gotten to the point, though, where I don't really care if trades pull back, stop me out, whatever it may be. It took a while of me just studying how I trade and my emotions. Most of my journaling wasn't even with like actual trading. I would write down every morning on like note cards exactly how I would feel, my exact trade plan. And then at the end of the day, I would look back on it. So if I wrote in the morning, I'm feeling groggy, I'm tired, I'm not fully in it, and I don't love the market, and then I blow 2 funded accounts that day, or I lose $2,000 in options, it would be like a self-reality check. I'd look down and it would say, don't be like, today's not the day to be a hero. And I'd look down and be like, well, tried to be a hero, lost everything. Now what? So it took me a lot of just self-reflection, just understanding shit like that and just calling myself out, which is one of the hardest things to do, is check yourself. All right, let's see if we can get these highs. YM with a nuke candle here. I mean, it's 30 points. But oil's starting to pull back, which is good. Crazy thing is, if oil does lose the open, this move's not even really fully started. How are you going to make money then if making one day and losing the other? It's risk to reward. Easy. Most of my trades are over 1R. So if this trade hits, it's 2.3R. That covers 2.3 losses. If I lose tomorrow, or like I lost 1R yesterday, this covers that multiple. And then all you need is one big trade every few weeks, and it covers 10 losses. I don't have like a 90% win rate. My win rate's like 60, 70%. And I have no problems with it because my R multiple is usually at least 2R. R multiple is about like everything. As long as what you're making is worth the risk and higher, you don't have to have a crazy win rate. I'll lose trades. That's why I'm okay with losing it. I want the moon, Jake. I want the moon too. I think we can get it 100%. This is my first target where I'm looking to trim. Anywhere up in this general area. I'm open to taking it off at like 39, 39.5. The main thing I do, some of you will learn, I front run everything. I passed my first eval with a 33% win rate. He ain't lying. Calvin, that's because you learned the wonderful world of oil and what 5 to 10 hour trades look like. But you've been sniping it. We got everyone in here. Lamelli was in here earlier. You got Jake. You got Callan. Yeah, Olnu, that's 100%. Was there a move or was there a trade? You just got to know when the market's worth trading. Yesterday, the market wasn't really worth trading. That's why I took one stab in the first 10 minutes and then never traded again. It wasn't worth it to me. Those of you in gold, ripping. I'm waiting for whoever earlier said rebuy gold. I'm going to tell them, be like, hey, I told you to buy it. It's coming. I know it. I used to try to chase the move, put a stop loss tight, stopped out. Then I think the market would get me. Now I wait for my setup. Yeah, I used to suffocate trades consistently. That's why I now run wider stops. Should have bought gold. Fuck off, Jake. I did talk about gold twice, never bought it, and gold would be ripping. Gold doesn't treat me well. So to save you guys in gold longs, I just don't trade it that often. I'm like, in my career, I'm like 2 or 3 for 7 on gold. Process sup, Unk. Yeah, Jake. I mean, Jake, you are 30. Unk's starting to fit. I'm fired for saying that. But probably don't say that word. Yeah, Ramoy, I just got to get used to it. Yep, gold is very wiki. I said yesterday, I haven't traded the asset enough to where I look at it and I'm like, yeah, knowing gold, this should easily hold here. And it's just experience with it. I don't have a lot of experience with gold. I need to get it. What are the indices doing? So oil's coming towards the open. This still looks fine. What's the hourly look like? Oh, we're already through the first hour. Definitely don't want to see an hourly fail to go higher, but I'd love to see continuation if we can get it. Also, I know there's a comment up here that I didn't want to miss. All right, my problem is I recently became very obsessed and addicted to trading. Feel like it's my biggest purpose, but ultimately I realized it's a coping mechanism for living far away from friends. And not socializing enough or hanging out with people. That's the thing with trading. It's very important to still maintain your social life. When I was in the trenches in like the first 2 years, I lost a lot of friends because first off, I don't drink a lot. A lot of people that where I grow up, like drinking is what you do on the weekends. It's just what, like, we were drinking in garages at the age of 16. It's just what you do, right? Everyone goes to somewhere over the weekend. Everyone brings a case of beer and you just drink. I don't drink much, so I've lost a lot of friends because of that. I mean, not lost, but more like distance. And it's just something that's part of it. I spent a lot of times not hanging out with people because I was just studying, looking at charts. I chose the decision to put my career over it, and it's just how it is. It's the decision I made. Whether do I wish I hung out with people more? 100%, because you'll never get those like times back. But I also wouldn't change it because it got me to where I am, you know? There's nothing wrong with definitely having a social life. We're social people. You need to have a social life, no matter what. Luckily, I'm absurdly close to my family. So like we always talk no matter what. And I can easily just call my friends and go hang out with them if I want to. Yeah, it's okay to have a lock-in phase. But that is also the big importance about a lock-in phase too, especially when you're in your growing phase, is you will lose friends. But if they're not going to stay around for that, they're not really your friends. That's the one thing I'll say. And I've learned that. I've cut out a lot of people. It's going to sound terrible, but I got invited to weddings from people that I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in 6 years. And I was like, respectfully, I'm not going. I haven't talked to you in 6 years. Like we barely talked back then. And it's just, you got to know your priorities. It's really easy to be a yes person, but it's really important to not be. She trades micros. The worst part was it was in Ohio in January outside. All of my close friends went. I'm like, you guys are nuts. I'm not going to a wedding in 19-degree weather. No. I'm going to sit in my heated house and watch Netflix or something. User goes, Jake is fucking old, huh? Damn. Yeah, alpha. It's 100% important. I base everything off structure. And what I do is I just base the contracts off of what I want. Easiest thing to do is set it so that way the DOM shows your P&L and then base it off that. Take the trade with a certain amount of contracts. If you want to risk more, add them and then just do the math that way. That's also why I trade ES. It's really easy to do maths. Yeah, Dev, my trading always depends on structure. That's also why, for those of you in the Discord, you'll see me hold options trade. Jake does the same thing. You'll see me hold an options trade, and I'm like, all right, I want to risk 20% on this. But it hasn't broken structure and it's down 25%. And that's just how it's going to be. If you're trading off structure and you're trading on something like options, then you got to be willing to hold through that and just let the trade work. Number one thing I want to do is be able to just let a trade do its thing. And that's how I know I'm in a good trade. I love till he hangs up the wrong side. Calvin, we were trying to figure out earlier. Me and my brother talked about it. Part of it's going to be off the camera, unless I like raise the camera up, but then it's going to look all weird. So I still got to hang it, but we're going to. Let's see what structure. So like we said, though, if oil broke the open, we're likely going to see a little bit stronger of a push here on the indices. That's exactly what we're seeing. I don't hate somewhat of a trim here. On my one account, I'm going to drop the trim to here just so that way I lock some in. So I got filled a little bit there at 36. If it goes to 40, it goes to 40. I do not care. Because why? We still got fucking runners, baby. Now, though, is where we start to really look. Like, if this thing wants to cook, where are we cooking to? Because, like, 42 doesn't interest me. I like that. If we cook, I'm cooking to 50. Let's see if we can cook to 50. I think it can be pretty straightforward, especially when you look at the higher time frames. W's in the chat. Shit. Poison. Ask that again. Just because chat's probably going to get spammed by W's. Either that or I can scroll up after. I love you guys, though. Also, I don't know how many likes we have, but if I check the likes and we're under 50 with 140 people in here, I just got to end stream at that point. No, Robert, you're good, dude. Jake said spam W's. There ain't nothing wrong with it. That's why I always say if I miss something, just throw it back in. I got you to 50. Don't worry. Appreciate it, Cal. $10. We got all-time highs tomorrow. Look, I'm already 0 for 1 on those bets. I ain't fucking doing it. If I do that, I got to double or nothing Jake to try to break even. And you know what they say about averaging down. But, I mean, look at this chart, though. For those of you that have been here for a few days, does this chart look similar? Really strong daily push, daily consolidation. What does it look like? It looks like the fucking YM trade we took. So, no, I ain't betting that. Wrong bookie won't take his bets anymore. I'll bet Jake $500 we don't hit all-time highs in the next 45 minutes. That's the bet I'll make. There ain't no way he's making that. But the risk to reward there for me is definitely worth it. Jake's at like a 1 to 10. And for that reason, I'm out. Poison, multi-time frame analysis helps a lot with that. Like, how do you improve your entry timing? The hard part is there, unless I'm like breaking down a trade and actively seeing the trade, it's going to be hard to see where your entries are and like where you may have made a mistake, you know? So it's a really open-ended question without being able to actively see a chart. But what I would do is just look back. What I like to do is, let's say this trade got stopped out. If I'm in a journaling phase, I'll look back on the trade and see, all right, where would the better entry have been? Well, right now, I mean, I wouldn't trade this entry for anything because we literally 5-minute trigger, it just failed immediately. But you could look, retest to the open. This could have been a really good entry here. Also, I'm going to put stop at break even in case the market wants to get a little crazy. I should probably do that real quick. Just in case. But no, just look back on your trades and see, all right, is there somewhere I could have executed better on this? And that's all you have to do. And just look at it. Look at the different time frames. Is this really the absolute best possible entry? And it's just going to come with time. My entries used to be absolute shit. I would enter a trade. There was a point I was entering trades in the Discord and posting them, and people would know if they waited 10 minutes, they would get a lot better of entry than me. Because I would enter, the options would pull back 15%, and then they would enter. And I told people, I'm like, just wait 10 minutes and you'll get a better entry. It's just a part of learning, a part of growing. And also just getting used to building conviction with your strategy. What up, Lamelli? Structure in this context. So we'll break into like this trade. Now, it's going to be a little skewed because we saw, holy shit, war's back on. Wait a minute, pause. Let me think a minute. Holy shit, war's back off. You know, it's going to be this market. On the broader term, though, if we ignore these massive candles, well, not ignore them, but what we did is we came down and held this big support that I've been watching for a while. Same thing on gold. Big gold support I talked about in the beginning of the stream. 47.20s. Until we lose that, I'm not overly bearish on gold because that is a huge support on this little time frame here. You can see how well it's played out. Structure is just looking at like mid to high time frames and just seeing how the chart's playing out. Like you can see here, if I do this, go ahead, clone that, put it up here, how well we've respected this area. From below, it was a massive resistance. We got above, we retested it there, we retested it multiple times here. That's a really, really strong support. Until we break that, I'm not going to be overly bearish. And then you go to the daily chart, and you just have a daily consolidation at the highs. This isn't bearish. Can you find shorts within this? 100%. I mean, fuck, Lamelli caught 120-point short in this. So, like, you can definitely see it. Oh, we're all addicted. Everyone's in here, basically. Mitch is probably lurking in here somewhere. Well, it's just looking at what the overall price action is doing in structure. So, like, right here where my stop currently is, you can see how well we respected this on the 5-minute. Once we got above that, we should easily go to these highs. Why am I targeting 50? If we get over these highs, we should easily go to here. Why? Because there's very little price action in between. So that's going to be the next overall resistance. Of course. We all addicted. Dude, everyone's addicted to these chats. Lamaroki. Most of that, to be honest, is just going to be within the mastermind that we have, which is a part of the Discord, and it's insanely cheap. And this also answers like what's included in the course, right? It's a full in-depth breakdown of everything, the way we trade, structure in general. So you learn exactly how we read candles, the exact setups we're looking for, and just everything about the market. Multi-time frame analysis, all of our key pillars, just every way we trade is in there. I mean, I can tell you right now from yesterday's question, probably half to 2/3 of this chat is mastermind students. And they can vouch for what we teach. 1,000%. And it's also way too cheap. I tell Jake this all the time. No joke, $100 to learn everything. But I can tell you what I paid. I paid for the full mastermind course, and I would 100% pay 5 times what I paid 6 years ago. Any kind of news? I don't think so. I wouldn't necessarily say it's strong. I mean, it's definitely strong, but it's not a crazy move, right? ES with this is a slow trending move where it's up 11 points from our entry. Nothing crazy. If you see a move like this, that's likely data driven. This is just strong market, strong structure. We're at all-time highs. I expect longs. Yeah, Victoria, you and me both. But like I said, I probably would have paid 8, 10K for it because it's changed my life 100%. It's where I am today. When did I quit the blue collar? So I quit. Well, the main reason I quit welding in the chemical plants because there's a few times where shit flashed before my eyes, to be honest. And I was like, you know what? I was only like 22 years old. I'm like, I don't want to die this young. When you almost get like ripped off a 70-foot building by a crane, you kind of question things a little bit. So I did the smart thing. After that, went to the police academy because I was like, you know what? It's going to be better. Graduated the police academy. Didn't want to do it. Went through the entire course. And I was like, don't feel like it. And then I ended up working for my parents for a little bit. And then I found Brett Simba on social media and been doing this ever since. What up, Christian? Yeah, and now my job is to quite literally sit in front of you guys and look pretty. Hold up. I'm getting everyone in chat a Lambo of NQ hits 84-2. So if NQ goes 31 points, you're buying 141 Lambos? How much fucking money you got in this trade? I accept it, but that's probably a base model at the cheapest possible one. If you got like 36 mil in this trade, brother, I'm about to turn on subs and fucking super chats. Multiple dealership. How many Lambos you want? Yes. Just give me the factory. But no, if anyone is interested in the Discord, let me know. I'll shoot the link in chat. I'm ordering a Big Mac. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what, Callan? Treat yourself like a king. If you want a Big Mac, eat a Big Mac. Still think McDonald's is the most not the most overrated, but it's overrated. I'm talking 100-to-1 scale models. Ain't no way Zay's coming back. Ain't no way my Pookie's coming back in the chat. He ain't coming back after I said that. If anyone wants it, this can be the link, and you're going to use code STREAM, which that'll give you the discount. So just code STREAM quite literally gets you 50% off. It's the most insane deal out there. It's criminal. But if the price is that cheap, I'm pushing it. That's the thing too. Is a lot of people, and this is the thing, a lot of people stay in the Discord just to be a part of the community because of how it is. And we make it quite literally just a community. And that's how we want it. Gold sells, brother. I don't know what your strategy is, but my strategy says hell no. Like, this is strong. Can it pull back? 100%. But the way I trade, no. I have zero interest in shorting gold there. If you have a resistance there that you're watching, it can work 100%. Let's move stop. Might bite me in the ass. I'm going to 31 with the stop. Catch a little bit on the runners. Yeah, no, oil could hold 89, could start to pivot the market back a little bit. This could reject that 40 area, which we would have barely got tick there on this target. We'll see, though. If we can continue to hold, I like this trade. If we pull back, we pull back. Nice move so far. I'll take it. Oh, I got to adjust my stop or else I'm going to go short very heavy. All right, there we go. I was like, what's chat saying? It's just Matt and Kellen flirting with each other. Lois, I just like ES. ES is my bread and butter. I've been trading it for 4 years. So like Jake loves NQ. Most people love NQ. I love ES. I know how it moves. I've been quite literally stalking this chart for 4 years straight, and I like to trade it. And also, I don't care what asset I'm in. I'm risking the exact same amount. Gold, I just haven't traded much. I want to get more used to gold because gold's moving a lot, like really nice lately. Except for yesterday. It moved really nice to the downside and cooked my stop. But yeah, gold I just need to get more used to. I love trading oil. I just didn't really want to take that oil trade because it was a little bit stronger there. I didn't want it till it broke below the open, but at that point I was already in ES. Something I don't do often is get two assets at the same time. Do you trade the ES gap fill trade? No, not really. I know it filled the gap, but I wasn't trading at that point in time on it. On futures, I don't love chasing gap fills because they don't have to fill right away. So if you just continuously target the gap fill, obviously this one did almost immediately during the overnight, but that gap fill I didn't take, no. If there's a setup where the entire stock market looks like, yeah, this is definitely 100% going to fill, I'll take it. I just didn't take that one. Callan, it's because you realized, well, it's the same thing with SPY 0 DTEs. Oil is volatile as hell. On 0 DTEs, you're going to know if you're right almost immediately or if you're wrong. Same thing with oil. Oil consolidate a little bit, but once it breaks, even that move right there, if you caught that short, it's a really nice trade. 2% with probably an extremely tight stop at like 30 ticks. I mean, not extremely tight, but that's a tight stop on oil. I want to see how oil reacts. I wouldn't be opposed to some consolidation here, even though we haven't moved that much. But remember, we had low expectations coming into the day. I'll take what I can. See you later, Robert. Callan, you'd be proud of me. I traded SPY 0 DTEs today. Smash that like button. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It supports us. The one below the stream, not in the chat, but the one in the chat does show love too. The one under the stream's like for support. The one in the chat is just like showing love. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? Because we are so close to 30K, which is insane. The growth this past week and a half has been absurd. What do I want to do here? Do I think we stay in this range? I'm thinking of closing on at least one account. I'm trying to wait. Because if oil wants to stay weak, gold wants to stay strong, and the indices hold up, we could see it continue. Oh, this got moved. 31. Full port, long cotton. There's no way it reverses. It easily could. I mean, this isn't a crazy move so far. NQ, that move's only 50 points. Nothing insane. I'll see you later, Callan. Is cotton ripping? I know we looked at it the other day. 0% chance. All right, cowboy, I'm holding. If you say it's a 0% chance, 0% chance, I believe you. Don't let us down, though. I figured it'd be like at least a 1% chance, but if it's 0, I'm in. Anyways, anyone have good options we can trade like later this week? Tomorrow? I got some profits from today. I need to throw in something. I'm itching for some options. SPX 6K puts 0 to E. 6K strike. Brother. What? Who hurt you? Who the fuck hurt you? You want new yearly lows tomorrow? I mean, to be fair, like if they go in the money, if you somehow catch, holy shit, if you catch a 15% daily candle, SPX did. SPX hurt me so much. Show me on this doll where SPX hurt you. Bro, imagine catching a move like that. You're talking 1,000 to 5 mil. NVIDIA, I like NVIDIA going into today, but it struggled a little bit. Yeah, if NVIDIA gets above 202, I'm slamming 210s. 100% I'm slamming 210s. Over like 202.3, NVIDIA, I'm hammering 210s. I'll say that right now. I don't even care if it stops me out. I would slam 210s on that chart. If you catch a 15% move on 0 DTEs, you could probably afford Lambos for everybody, even if you barely have any money in it. You just gotta have a hell of a hold. I don't know, Steve, because if you think about it, you have to hold through 3 separate circuit breakers. Can the market even go 15% in a day? Doesn't it shut down at a certain point? Because I think there's 3 circuit breakers that can blow. And then on the third one, they just halt it for the rest of the day. I've never experienced it. Craziest thing is I've never experienced a circuit breaker because I started trading after COVID. But I've watched ES rally 10% in one day, and it never got halted. Yeah, there's a circuit breaker at 7, 7, 10, and then I think something else. And then they just close the market for the rest of the day, which I think is kind of rigged. If you're in shorts and they just say, nope, trading's done, what the hell? Tariff days were so, dude. I know a millionaire who was made during the tariffs. Someone on our fucking streams did very well trading tariffs. I don't think it was made during that, but did very well. But no, days like that, because it was funny. Most people love prop firms, but when something like that happens, everyone was freaking out because you can't trade prop firms after like 5%. So 80% of those days, people weren't even allowed to trade. Everyone was just stuck sitting cash because no one had a self-funded account. Everyone was just on prop firms. I think it was Jimmy. Now, Mitch did really well during tariffs. Our morning stream. Because he is a generational SPX bag holder when he needs to be. Jimmy got 800 points overnight. Interesting. I didn't know that. Jimmy and all of his chickens. Bro, I miss Jimmy. He used to be in chat all the time. Bro, because I know Jimmy lived a very like subtle life in California. If he caught 800 points, he probably retired for the meantime. There ain't no point. Like if I catch 800 points on an overnight swing that's likely one day to expiration, you ain't going to see me for a minute. Because I know damn well I'm going to lose 6 figures that next day trying to recreate it. Yeah, I guess Chicken Jimmy jet out. I didn't know he caught that move. You will see me on stream, but I will strictly just trade prop firms for the next like 3 months. He's probably one of the Trump insiders. He's the one. He's actually bearing Trump. He's been putting like $40 million on trades now. But no, imagine catching 800 points on SPX overnight. If you have $1,000 in, you're rich. Like you're retirement, not retirement type rich, but you're doing really well. Because that's what, is that $80,000 a contract? Or is that $80,000 a contract? I think. Yeah, I think it'd be 80,000 a contract. It's either 80 or 800. If it's 800, holy shit. It's nice seeing oil weak. It means we can easily see some continuation. This is also why I didn't really want to short gold. The only short I really see is on oil right now. Everything else looks pretty strong. So my AMD call earlier, it's moving. Is it moving after? Oh, I can't see if it's moving after hours. Yeah. That's the thing too, though. A reason I want to long NVIDIA. It's the same thing with the YM concept, where I'm looking at the divergence there between AMD and NVIDIA. AMD, two like double top right here, pulled back to the support, rallied into new all-time highs. You look at NVIDIA, I mean, it's not as clean, but pretty clear resistance right here. Pulled back, tested below support, rallied, and it's not at all-time highs yet. If NVIDIA plays that game of catch-up towards all-time highs, this thing can go to 215. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think there's also a lot of potential to possibly get smoked if it sees a pullback. But I love the potential on this. When is NVIDIA's earnings? Oh, no, earnings aren't even until May, so we got time. Click on the crosshair on TradingView. What you talking about? You don't have magic? Damn. Is it because I have to update the app? Oh, you can't see it. I got to update the app, apparently. I was also told yesterday I got to update my indicators. Or is it like the premium thing? Because I don't have the most expensive plan. Because I don't need it. I don't need 8 charts. I don't need the 2-second chart. I also got to figure out when I need to re-up my TradingView. Because I haven't bought TradingView in like 3 years. Because 1 year on Black Friday, I just bought $1,000 worth of subscriptions. And I had like 900 days or more. I think I had over 1,000 at one point. Dude, the TradingView discounts are crazy, especially when you can stack them. They're like, hey, 80% off, and you can just stack as many as you want. That was my problem. I still had like a year. I didn't even need to redo it, but I had just made like a big trade. So I was like, might as well spend the money. And I just blew it all on TradingView subscriptions. New here, curious what the foundation of trading style is. Mainly multi-time frame analysis, just looking at the overall structure of the charts across all the time frames, right? Like the hourly, 4-hour, daily, 15, and just getting the conviction there. Once you see the conviction, like a strong hourly close here, that should lead to a continuation at least towards these highs. Then we look to take the trade. So just putting all the time frames together, using structure and levels that we use to give us conviction. I personally don't use anything like ICT methods, stuff like that, but we do have people on later streams that do. So the Power Hour stream uses ICT. The London session stream uses VWAP a lot. So we all trade a little different, but we all have the same like core foundation. When did they change it? Because I don't remember them changing it. But no, TradingView is the greatest charting platform. I don't care what Jake says. Jake loves TOS. I will die on this hill. TradingView beats TOS 1,000 times over. TOS is like Windows 7. And it's the truth. Some don't want to hear it, but it's just how it needs to be said. What about TradeSeat? TradeSeat is TOS or TradingView, isn't it? Yeah, I was like, I've never used interactive brokers. Right, I'm pretty sure TradeSeat is just TOS or TradingView. Yeah, it's 100. It is literally. I'm pretty sure they have TradingView integrated into the platform, and it's probably why I love TradeSeat so much. The indicator's limited though. That makes sense because they probably also a lot of the TradingView indicators are made by people and posted to TradingView. So TradeSeat probably just doesn't have access to those, I would assume. But no, it's the exact same thing. I'm watching to see what we're going to do here because oil's showing a little bit of strength. I'm not opposed to just closing up and calling it a day here in like 15 minutes. I will also say the last hour and 40 minutes has flown by. Do you have tick-based intervals on TradingView? No. Well, I mean, the chart, I don't know what you mean by that, but the chart moves by ticks. I just count everything by points unless I'm trading oil. The chart might go farther, but at least on my funded, I think I'm going to close it. I'm giving it a minute, seeing if we hold this low. All right, so I'll do this. I'll move the stop up to 33.5. I'll just trail that up. If it hits me out, it hits me out. Less lag than what, Rye, with Rhythmic and Trade C. It also makes sense because Trade C is a broker. So a lot of times, that's also one reason I don't like trading on TradingView directly from, like, let's say Tradeovate, because the data has to go from the broker to TradingView and then back to Tradeovate. Yeah. No, especially because if you watch Tradeovate next to TradingView, there's times where there'll be like a 1 second interval, and that can make a big difference sometimes with trims and whatever. I don't like mixing them together because I'm just going to trade off the broker rather than trade off of a charting platform that's attached to the broker. Now, mind you, it's probably seconds that it takes, milliseconds that it takes like the data to get there. But I don't like doing it. I would like to see oil not get back over like 89.7s if this is going to continue. New water bottle. I forgot to fill the other one, so I texted my brother and made him deliver this one. Well, not made him. I asked him to deliver this one. This is the one I usually use for the gym. So it's a lot smaller. The other one's right here. It's just empty. So I got both. I got like 3/4 of a gallon of water next to me if that one's full. I don't like the chart. Just because we might lose that low. I mean, with my runners, it would literally, it's a $30 difference, so I'm not going to move my stop. But how'd you guys trade this stream? I know some of y'all absolutely banked on gold. I don't remember which trading book it was, but apparently funds love to having their machines as close to brokers as possible. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it 100% is that. Because it makes sense if it like wouldn't make sense if they didn't, to have the fastest data possible. I've just seen TradingView lag behind Tradeovate, so I just always keep them separate. There's times also TradingView will be ahead of Tradeovate by a second. Right. The greatest part is you can delete the message. I can still see it on my other monitor because I have it showing on OBS, the entire chat. So if anyone says anything, they delete it, it's there forever. At least that for me. Hacked. Yeah. No, it's cool. I can see whenever someone subs and then all the chats. But also, I don't know how many likes we're at. If you enjoyed the streams, if you just want to show support, like the stream. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Help us get to 30,000 because that'd be huge. And then later on, 1 a.m. Eastern, you'll have Mr. Allen back on stream. And then back in the morning, you'll have Jake the Man. Hell yeah, Bugs. I'm not going to lie. For a second with the emojis, I thought you were a bot because the bots love to just put random emojis. Love to hear you got your account up. Trying to see if there's anything else to do. I'm definitely not taking another trade. This is just one of those parts where it's manage the trade and let it work or get stopped. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to let this stop sit at 33.50. Target's going to be front running 150 for me. But unless anyone has any like questions or anything or stuff you want to dive into, I might go ahead and wrap it up a few minutes early. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. If not, we'll go ahead and close her up for the night. Ask the bot if we should do another trade. I want to see if this works. The problem is if I type it and this works, the chat's cooked for forever. And I'm going to say that right now. I don't know if it's activated. I'm just testing. Does it work? Okay. I don't think it does. Good. Because if it worked, the chat would be screwed forever. Because there's a function I can turn on the magic 8-ball in chat. What's your morning routine? Christian, you're going to absolutely hate my morning routine because a lot of people, they're like, I wake up, do yoga, read for 30 minutes. I wake up, brush my teeth, maybe grab a snack, and shove some caffeine down my throat. And then I'm going to my computer. Sometimes I'll go on a morning walk, if I wake up early enough. But most of the time, I'm going to bed at 3, sometimes 4 in the morning, especially with these streams. And, I'm waking up at 8:30. There's not a lot of time in between then and what I got to do in the morning. So most of the time, I'm just waking up, sitting there for a little bit, doing some small things, and then being at work, working at the computer. But I also love being at the computer. I love doing what I do. So I have no problem doing it. I don't wake up stressed or anything like that. I wake up with a calm mind, so I have no issues, which is going to the computer. I don't need to calm myself in the morning. I'm already pretty mellow. See you later, Matt. I don't want you to go. Can you tell us your entire life story day for day? I don't think I can. We ain't got time for that. Quick question. Do you think charts is better during the night? During night of at market open? Quick question. Do you think the chart is better during night of at market open? I don't know exactly what you mean, so I'll answer it a few different ways. Also, runners are likely going to get stopped here. My morning oil bath, it depends. If I'm trading oil, I'm sleeping in a bath of oil. I got a whole tub of motor oil just sitting right outside. The first hour of the night session sucks, usually. Usually it looks like this. Sometimes the second hour looks like that as well. Second hour can provide some opportunities, but the later opportunities usually come during this third hour, which is when the Asia session opens. That's when I love to trade. You're not going to get, the reason I love it is because I love big potential moves that are slower moving. It's just my trading style. Whereas New York Open, I honestly don't trade a lot. MES wicked me out on both accounts, but ES didn't hit. You motherfucker. Yeah, so technically I'm out of the trade. It didn't wick it, but I'm out. Yeah, so I love the potential of larger moves that move slower, just because you can just I can sit here and shoot the shit with you guys. I'm not dialed in on the charts. I'm still watching, looking if I need to execute. And so that's just what I love. I love being able to take a trade, sit in it, watch it move. Sometimes they move faster. Sometimes we'll get news in the afternoon and they'll rip. It's just a part of it. But I like trading this more than New York session, personally. So I absolutely love this session. Jake knew immediately once we started streaming that I was going to do it. And that's just what I wanted to do. Visionary, that's just going to be personal preference there. I've never traded TPT. I know they have a trailing drawdown. I hate trailing drawdown to my core. I've blown Apex accounts that were in profit because of trailing drawdown. It's the dumbest thing in the world. They say it's to benefit the trader. I don't think any part of trailing benefits anybody. You shouldn't get punished for a winning trade going to break even. It just doesn't make sense. But I love Lucid. Lucid's a phenomenal company. Code RT, code RAKE gets you discounts. I think it works for TPT as well. But no, I personally love Lucid. It's one of my favorite 2 prop firms. So I'm biased there. I like Lucid a lot. Time to go eat some tacos. I'm jealous of shit. Why did I enter this trade? We were holding the open. Nice little consolidation here, right? Nice rally, end of day, consolidating. Then we had the first hourly candle, which was a consolidation bar. I was looking for the break above it to go test these highs, which we did. Took our trim. Runners got stopped out in profits, which might be the pullback lows, which is pretty unfortunate, but it'd be like that. And I just thought there was a lot of potential for this to go higher. Like if this wants to continue overnight, it can easily go up towards 56 without any questions, hesitations. Does it have to go there? No, but I think there's a lot to it. Is this pre-recorded? No. It says live. And then a really good clue is if you're a trader and you open the market, you can see ES is right here. So no, these are all live. None of them are pre-recorded. Appreciate you showing up though. Wake up to an 8-ball ride. That is a chug of beer. You have a hell of a morning. Analysis on gold. It's probably going to be the same. Gold's just strong right now. It could use, like if it pulls back, it wouldn't shock me if it pulled back to like 50. My next target on it would be like 75s. Just targeting this little 5-minute pivot. Above that, you have like 83s and then 800. So just personal preference where you want to target now. Could it pull back 100%? Just like oil could continue to hold this area and look to try to break back above 90 in the open. I think we're back in that area where we're just kind of just consolidating a little bit, trying to figure out where the market wants to go, what we want to do. But is anyone other last minute questions? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. But then we have Alan at 1 a.m. Wait, Eddie, you've been in the chats before. Why are you asking if it's pre-recorded? Like you've been in 5 different sessions. You should know it ain't pre-recorded. See you in the London chat? Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Oh, kidding, broski. God damn it, you got me. You got me. Well, that's how we gotta end. All right, I see how it is. Someone literally asked yesterday if it was pre-recorded. I think they were being serious. W, you motherfucker. No W's. Think these men see in the London chat. All right, yeah. If that's it, then I'll go ahead. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I mean, I'll be in Alan's stream, 1 a.m. Eastern. Can you do a 360 fit check real quick? No. Bro, I got fucking plaid PJs on right now. I am bumming it. And that's how I live my entire life. Yeah, Wagner. I'll answer that last one. You should be able to still hear me. I feel 100% comfortable trading NQ. It's just, if they look the same, I'm going to trade ES because I love ES. And that's just what I would trade. If I'm long ES and NQ looks similar, you can trade NQ. There's probably people in here who caught that trade on NQ. And that's the beautiful part about this whole community. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end stream. All you beautiful people, have a wonderful night. I will talk to you tomorrow.